Hey, get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, ho, let's get right. Getting paid, I'm getting paid.
You're welcome, Cowboys Nation. It's your guy, Ray, host of this channel, Ray Race Cowboys, and also I'm the host over at Ray Race Podcast. Hey, make sure you tap it in. Like on this page if you want to get all your Cowboys updates, news. Get that from me. Click right there for me, all right? And if you like stuff outside of the Cowboys world, go follow me over at Ray Race Podcast. I interview celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, a whole bunch of different people there. Perfect example, I just interviewed the guy, Jason Mitchell. He played Eazy-E from Straight Outta Compton, which they're celebrating 10 years of that movie being out. So you can like me over there for content like that. Also, look forward to my interview with sportscaster Chris Arnold. Will be dropping soon. I'll be dropping it on both the channels, by matter of fact. So, he's the host over at 105.3 The Fan and also the MC at the Dallas Mavericks game. All right. So, today's video, I asked a question like Goldberg would ask, who's next? Here's what I mean by that. Micah Parsons, it's been 2 weeks or so since he's asked for that trade. Jake Ferguson has gotten paid already. And Dallas may be paying some other guys. So I asked you the question, who's next? So let's figure that out. Let's tune in. All right. Again, real quick, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the button below. All right. Greatly appreciate that. Who's next? That's the question that's on everybody's mind. Everyone's hoping it's Micah Parsons, but it could be someone else again that gets paid before Micah Parsons gets his deal done. Okay. While we're talking about Micah, let's talk about the ramifications of, we're gonna play devil's advocate here. If we don't get a deal done before the season, and we don't get a deal done during the season or after the season, this is some of the options that the Cowboys can do and what that would look like salary cap wise and salary wise for Micah Parsons. Okay. So let's start it off here, okay? So one of the main options the Cowboys could do is hit him with the franchise tag, all right? So with the franchise tag, you got a couple different franchise tags. You have a non-exclusive tag, and then you have the transition tag, all right? So how you get the franchise tag that probably Michael would get, you get you're going to average the value of the top 5 salaries at the defensive end position, or you're going to make 120% of your previous salary. So his salary this year is $24 million. So he's going to either make 120% of this salary or what the average is of the top 5 defensive end salaries for 2025 to figure out what he's going to get paid. So you want to see those numbers? Let's take a look and see what some of those numbers will look like if they did decide to franchise tag him, okay? So to get the average of the top 5 defensive end players, the top 5 players are Myles Garrett, Daniel Hunter, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, and Brian Burns. Those are your top 5 salaries at the defensive end position for the 2025 season. That's this season, okay? So what you're going to do is you would add up all those numbers, divide them by 5, okay? That number is going to be $27,460,000, okay? All right? That's a little bit far off from that 40+ million he's trying to get on this new deal, okay? So, again, I said another option is 120% of what his current salary is for 2025, which is $24 million. So, 120% of $24 million would be $28,800,000. So that is a greater number between that $27 million number I told you. So if they franchise tagged him after this season, he would be making almost close to $29 million, which that is still going to be further away from that 40+ million, everyone thinks he's going to make average per year. So the ramifications of that, if Dallas did franchise tag him, all that money is guaranteed. They can't, maneuver it or turn it, part of it into bonuses or anything like that to create more cap space. They pay him all that, that $28 or $27 million of his contract. But The Dallas Cowboys right now, they have the cap space to do it, but I figured they want to get a deal done because it helps them maneuver a little bit more. Because again, after getting Jake Ferguson done, you still have 41 potential free agents after this season. So you're gonna need as much cap space as possible to get all these deals done. Because you got guys like George Pickens that needs to get done. You got guys like Deron Bland that's going to need to get done. That are free agents. Who else is a free agent? Donovan Wilson. I mean, not a big time name, but he's going to be a free agent. You're going to have the kicker Brandon Butter Aubrey is going to be a potential free agent as well too. So there's a lot of guys that contribute to this team that are going to be potential free agents. Sam Williams, defensive end on the other side of the ball, that's going to be a free agent as well too. Um, like I said, I think somebody else is probably going to jump the line, and it would make sense for this person to jump the line. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Deron Bland. There's already been reports a couple times that the Cowboys and his team have been kind of been working towards trying to get a contract extension done. In my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys need to get that deal done early as possible because one, he's coming off a down year, and also the Cowboys are known to get those deals done with people that are ready to negotiate. And you know what? Let's get a deal done. Those type of deals get done for the Cowboys. Perfect example: Jake Ferguson this offseason. Years prior, you had Lyle Collins, Trayvon Diggs. Perfect examples. Terrence Steele, Ose Digizua. He wanted to be here. He went ahead and got a deal done, and he got a great team friendly value deal for his position. Same thing with Jake Ferguson. I think if we get this deal done with Deron Bland now, we could probably get more of a team friendly deal, and that would help us. So we can move that money, spread that money around to help get some of these other guys signed. So let's take a look at what I think it would take to get the deal done um, with Deron Bland. Okay, so here, let's pull it up on the screen here. So Deron Bland is entering the final year of his rookie contract with the Dallas Cowboys. His salary this year is going to be $5,346,000. Okay, that's for salary for this year. So I was looking at projected contract, extensions for Bland, what it would look like, what those numbers would look like. So I looked it up. So they've ranged from a 4-year deal, that's going to be $94.2 million, all the way up to a 5-year deal where he's making over $101 million. Okay, and that's what some analysts think the deal could look like. Okay, a strong 2025 season could solidify his position as a top 5 paid cornerback. So that's why you kind of want to get that deal done as sooner rather than later. With the annual salary potentially reaching $23.7 million, according to Spot Rack. That's a very credible resource and website you can use if you ever want to look at contracts and things of that nature. Okay, so in 2023, all right, he had a great season. 9 interception, five pick six is, man, I said that wrong. I butchered that. 5 pick sixes. He had that season. Setting a record there. He was an All Pro. But last year, he had a foot injury. He only played in 7 games. He had no interceptions. So, if he had a bounce back season before getting paid, that price would go up. So that's why I think Dallas needs to go ahead and get that deal done. Okay. So let's look at some of the other contracts to some other corners that have just got paid recently. So we can kind of figure out a number where we think the number would be for Deron Bland. Okay. So the market for cornerbacks, especially those with like ball hawking skills like Bland, it's pretty strong. All right. So like L'Jarius Sneed got a 4-year, $76.4 million contract. J.C. Horn, which that was a guy the Cowboys were looking at in the draft. That was the year we drafted Micah, but he was a name that the Cowboys were looking at. But he went ahead to Carolina, which is funny. That's happened again to us this year. We were looking at Tech, and he went to Carolina. He signed a 4-year, $100 million contract. So those are kind of your benchmarks. I think that contract could be at. Okay. So some of the, like I said, projected contract extensions for Brand between 4 years and $94.2 million to 5 years, $101.5 million. Okay. What I think I'm thinking it's going to be four, maybe 80, 85 million dollars gets it done. Um, I think he's going to be like maybe like 50 million in guaranteed money. But I think if they get in front of that, they could probably get him for 4 million, anywhere between 75 to 85 million dollars, which I think there'd be a good value for his position. Guaranteeing him about $50 million. I think there would be a good value if they go ahead and get that deal done for Deron Bland. But still, you still got some other guys they can go ahead and get paid before that. Again, they can go ahead and get in front of their Tyler Smith extension. Okay, that would help space out some money. You can go ahead and get out in front of Sam Williams' contract extension. Because he's coming back from injury. That like I said, he's had some suspensions before, but hopefully all that is behind him and he has a great year. So let's try to get in front of some of these contracts earlier rather than later. But most importantly, let's try to get this Micah Parsons contract deal done. So that could free up some money. We can manipulate some things and get most of our guys back that we want to have back on this roster, okay? So you tell me what you think below. Tell me who you think is going to go ahead and get paid first. Is Micah going to get paid first? Someone else going to jump the line? Comment below. Again, make sure you like and subscribing all things Dallas Cowboys here on Ray Ray's Cowboys here. Then other stuff outside of the Cowboys over at Ray Ray's Podcast. Also, remember, hey, y'all are beautiful, you're loved, you're needed, and you're alive for a reason. Always remember, go Cowboys, and we'll catch you out next time, all right? See you next time, guys.
Hey, get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, ho, let's get right.